Hey, what is up, you guys? It's Armando Torres here again, back with another watch unboxing, this time on my September Black Tier quarterly subscription watch sent to me by WatchGang. WatchGang, for those of you guys who don't know, is a monthly, or in my case, quarterly subscription service where you can pay a certain amount of money based on the tier that you get. Once again, mine is the Black Tier, which is $100 a month, or again, once every 3 months, and they send you a watch that is meant to be worth more than what you paid for it. That has pretty much been the case on every single watch that I've gotten, which is awesome. I recently did a 1-year review of WatchGang that is up on my channel right now. The link to that video is in the description down below, so go ahead and check it out if you guys are interested. I've been with WatchGang just over a year, and it really is what started my affinity for making watch videos on YouTube. So I'm grateful for it. I really like the service. I have a lot of fun with it. I feel really good about this watch that I got. I don't know why. So I'm really excited to get into it. I think that's part of the joy of getting WatchGang is you're getting a watch that you are excited about and hopefully can't wait to get into. There are some people who are not a fan of WatchGang because they don't know the brands and they feel like some of the brands sometimes are not the brands that they would pick for themselves. It's a little sus, these brands. Some of the brands are a little sus, but I think what they fail to realize is that every single watch company has its own heritage, and how people discover that watch brand and make it what it is varies from brand to brand. So yeah, maybe some of these brands aren't common household names or common household brands, but they gain their own heritage and they gain their own base thanks to subscription services like WatchGang, or thanks to outlets like WatchGang. So personally, I'm grateful for it. It's introduced me to some really nice pieces, and I'm sure that the companies are grateful for it as well. It's getting their pieces out there, into people's hands or on people's wrists. So it's awesome. And I'm really excited for this one. Like I said, I feel really good about it. We're going to go ahead and flip the camera around, do a quick wrist check, and then we are going to get into my watch. Alrighty, guys. So here is the package that my watch came in. It's a relatively small but relatively hefty package. An interesting note about this, you will see that my address has been ripped out, but an interesting note about this is that it did come from the Michigan WatchGang warehouse. Now, I think every single time all of my watches have left from the San Bernardino, California warehouse. So this is interesting. I'm curious to see what's in it. But before we go ahead and get into the package, which I'm really excited to do, I want to do a quick wrist check. So here is the watch that I'm wearing on my wrist, guys. It is my Orient GoldenEye 2. A very nice watch with some very nice dimensions. It's a 38.5mm case, so it's very nice and wearable on my 6.5-inch wrist. It has a sapphire crystal and a very nice automatic open heart design on this watch. So I've really enjoyed wearing this watch. It's a very nice fresh summer watch. I have an unboxing of this watch on my channel. I will leave a link to that in the description below if you are interested in checking it out. But for now, let's go ahead and get into my WatchGang Black Tier watch for the month of September. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and get into this watch. So, introduce a friend to WatchGang. I will take that as my cue to let you guys know about the referral link in the description below if you guys are interested in checking out WatchGang, and I personally recommend it if you're into watches and are okay with getting a monthly surprise and not knowing what watch you're getting. I definitely recommend it because it's a really cool service, and they usually send out pretty cool and interesting, unique watches. So if you guys are interested, use the referral link down below. It helps me out by getting me points, basically, so that I could get more watches to make more videos. So cool. Now let's go ahead and check out what's in the box. Okay, kind of ambiguous thus far. So I do see here that it is indeed a Nautis. I've heard of Nautis before through Watch Gang, and usually they're pretty interesting pieces with a couple of complications. And let's go ahead and see what is in here. So it is indeed a Nautis for the seas. Pretty cool. Let me go ahead and open this up and see what's inside. Okay. Very cool, interesting piece. Looks like we have a chronograph here. Gonna be completely honest here. Green is not my color personally. But again, that is sort of what you sign up for when you get a subscription service. You don't know what you get, and maybe it'll grow on me. So let me go ahead and take this piece out. It is pretty substantial, I will say that. Oh, I just clicked the bezel. It is pretty substantial. It's a pretty heavy piece. It looks like it is pulled out. Let me go ahead and push that in. There you go. And it's ticking away there. So it looks like it is a chronograph, but it looks like it's a subdial chronograph. So guys, as you can see here, it is sort of this signature sort of look that Nautis is known for. At least I had seen these watches before go out to people, and this is sort of what they look like. It does look like a very nice piece with a couple of complications. Nice hands on this watch, including that yellow second hand. I really like that a lot. And it looks like it has added complications on here, which is always nice. Date there at the 4:30. The chronograph seconds hand I already saw is right here. It looks like there is also a 24-hour indicator right there at the 3 o'clock, and then the minutes that have passed by are right there at the 9 o'clock subdial. So all in all, it's a very symmetrical piece. It looks very nice. It has sort of this threaded crown, which is a screw down crown, I'm sure, and a very nice case design. It looks very thick. I like how it looks right there with the pushers and the crown. Looks like there's quite a bit of curvature to those lugs as well, so that's really nice. I expect a great fit out of this watch. And it feels very chunky. It feels like a very chunky, solid watch. It does feel like a very substantial watch. It's very heavy. I'm going to go ahead and take it off the pillow. And let's go ahead and see what kind of bracelet and clasp we got. So it looks like a fold over double clasp and a milled clasp as well. So let me go ahead and take it off this. Take this plastic off. And that's a nice bracelet for sure. As you guys can see, it's pretty much all brushed, even the sides. You got quite a bit of micro adjusts on there. 5 micro adjusts on this bracelet, so I expect a great fit out of this watch. And overall, it feels really, really heavy, really, really chunky. Gonna go ahead and see what the back says as well on this watch. So there you can see it says Nautis for the seas, and then it says Japanese chronometer movement, as well as 50 ATM. Which is 500 meters of water resistance, which is absolutely crazy, and by far the most water resistant watch that I have in my collection. Nice sounding bezel as well. Overall, the piece feels really, really quality. Oops. Overall, the piece feels very, very quality. As you guys can see, it is a quartz movement, and yeah, that's it's a very interesting piece. Again, I'm not a fan of the green bezel. That's just a personal preference, but I know bezels can be replaced and things like that. But overall, the watch face looks clean, the hands look good, and I like the overall design. And the yellow does complement the green very, very nicely. But yeah, let me go ahead and throw this guy on wrist, and we'll see what we think. So there is the watch on my wrist, guys. As you can see, it is a pretty chunky thing, but the lug-to-lug length is pretty short. So overall, I think that I should have no problem fitting this watch on my wrist. And yeah, I'm really, really liking how this watch feels. It feels like a very nice quality watch. I like how the lugs end right at the, or the bracelet, the end link ends sort of right where the lugs end. And the bracelet feels pretty quality. It's obviously not sized up for my 6.5-inch wrist, but there is the watch. It feels very solid 500 meters of water resistance, so obviously you can take it anywhere. And let me go ahead and see what the lume looks like on this guy. So as you guys can see, there is quite a bit of lume on the hands as well as on the indices, and a nice little touch that you actually get lume on the chronograph features as well. So the 24-hour dial, sub-dial, is lumed, as well as the minutes that have passed by on the chronograph and the seconds that pass by on the chronograph. No lume anywhere on the bezel, including no lumed pip, and no lume on the second hand either, but there's quite a bit of lume on here. I'm fairly impressed with the lume. And yeah, there we go. Let me go ahead and size this guy up, and then we will see what my final thoughts are. So guys, to be completely honest, I am not a big fan of this watch. I won't even take it off the plastic or anything that came with it. I'm not sure what I'm going to go ahead and do with this watch, but there are a couple reasons why I didn't end up liking this watch, and there are three main reasons. One of which is the color scheme. I think the yellow and the green look nice together, but I can't really ever see myself wearing a green watch. So that is something that just, maybe I can grow with it over time, but not very likely. I have so many other watches that I would rather wear. I mean, the 500 meters of water resistance is nice, but there are other watches that I prefer to wear instead of this green and yellow one. So that's unfortunate. I mean, it is really nice looking, and I like the layout. If it were any other color, I think that I would, keep it. But, it happens to be green and yellow. So yeah, what will happen to this watch is TBD, but it is very nice. If it were any other color, I think that I might keep it, but it's green and yellow, so not something that I can see myself wearing or growing to like over time. The second thing is a functionality thing. This crown is very, very hard to operate. When it's on there, it's very on there, which is good. That's what you want from a 500 meter a water resistant watch, or something that claims to be. And with the build quality of it, I completely trust it. But when I go ahead and try to screw it back in, it's very, very there we go. It is actually getting easier the more I try, but like my fingers are like getting red over here. So I mean, it's definitely nice. It's a nicely textured crown, but it's pretty hard to operate, and maybe again it gets easier over time, but that's just something that I noticed off the bat. It is a nicely signed crown as well, but yeah, unfortunately it's just a little difficult to operate off the bat. And then the final thing that just makes this watch not for me is the overall case size. It is a 44 millimeter case, which is not a problem. I've had 40, 44, 45 millimeter cases before, but the lug to lug is just way too huge. It is a 52.75 or I think 53 millimeter case, and or lug to lug. And I have mentioned before on this very channel that 50 is pretty much the biggest I would wear my watch. So this watch just is too big for me. So I will see to it that it finds a home with someone who does appreciate it. Either I will sell it or probably give it away, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe exchange it on the Watch Gang exchange page. These Nautis are pretty popular, I feel. And yeah, I'm sure someone will love the green on this. It's a very nice quartz movement. It's quartz are known to be accurate. It has a date, has a bunch of features on here that are really, really nice. And it's a nice watch. It's just again too big and too not my color. So we'll see what happens to this watch, but that's pretty much going to be it for me, guys. Make sure to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at Mondo the Watch Guy for more updates. At the time of recording, I am doing a watch giveaway, so make sure to follow me on Instagram and subscribe to the channel to keep up with those updates. And yeah, unfortunately this time I did not like the watch that Watch King sent me. It's the first time out of 7 watches. I think this is my 7th watch. But it happens, guys. I was aware of the risks, and hopefully it won't be a total loss. Hopefully something happens with this watch, or there is some gain after all. If you guys liked this video, make sure again to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, guys, I will see you later.